This is your Barbados Today Evening News Update for Thursday, January 9. A Christchurch family has been rocked by tragedy as the island recorded its first fatality today. 49-year-old Andrew Yearwood of Fairview, an employee of the Barbados Agricultural Management Company, perished following a collision with a truck driven by 48-year-old Tyrone Sobers of Farm Road, St. Philip. Co-workers and family members gathered at the scene, expressing disbelief at what had occurred. He was the last remaining of 4 brothers, all of whom died under very tragic circumstances in the last 13 years. Yearwood's stepmother, Yvette Matthias, said, Yearwood was loved by all, and it will be difficult for the family to come to terms with his sudden passing. Over in Warren St. Michael, the island recorded its first sudden death for the year at the popular One Accord Plaza. Around 9 a.m., Ermine Brathwaite, said to be in her early 60s, reportedly left a pharmacy in the small mall and was making her way along a section of the corridor when she started complaining of feeling unwell. One eyewitness, who did not want to be identified, told Barbados Today that the elderly woman sat on a bench close to a deli while complaining about chest pain and being unable to breathe properly. She then collapsed and died. Religious groups in the Caribbean have been challenged to share their stories as Prime Minister Mottley called for a greater level of tolerance and celebration of diversity globally. Mottley's call came as she addressed a book launch on the history of Islam in the Caribbean at the 3Ws Oval of the University of the West Indies at Cave Hill campus on Wednesday evening.
The capacity to carry bitterness in your heart is there within every human being. But rather than opt for bitterness, this Caribbean region has shown that it is possible to define a space for all of us that allows each of us to be able to appeal to the better aspects of our nature and to create a space where respect for the dignity of each human being is the platform from which our societies as modern civilizations ought to be built.
The book, Muslims of CARICOM, written by Sabir Nakuda, sheds light on the history and the contributions that Muslims have made to the development of the Islamic and wider communities in the region. The Prime Minister acknowledged that the stability among different religious sects here could be jeopardized by global events, and she urged the Caribbean to call for an end to such threats.
We have, therefore, a duty in this region to remind others and ourselves, because it is so easy to take for granted many things, to remind others that ours is a society that values these aspects of respect and that values tolerance as a critical part of our society.
There's regional and international news after this short break.
Festive Friday at the Bridgetown Night Market at Pelican Craft Center. Kick off the weekend this Friday from 4 p.m. to midnight with loads of food, drinks, and entertainment. Get ready for Crop Over with the Rhythm Roots Street Parade. Party like it's Kadooman Day on the street around Pelican Village with costume reveler, music, and more. It's Festive Friday. It's Festive Friday at the Bridgetown Night Market at Pelican Village Center from 4 p.m. to midnight. Admission free.
Barbados Today, news you can trust.
To regional news now, Guyana's President David Granger has not decided on a prime ministerial candidate just yet. He is to make a definitive selection after general elections. The details in this report from Handel Duncan of HGP TV News.
There was much uncertainty as to whether leader of the Alliance for Change and Minister of Public Security,
And on the international scene,
would have been confirmed
Canada's Prime Minister
ministerial
Justin
candidate
Trudeau
on the
says
AP and
a
UFC
Ukrainian
ticket.
airliner that
However,
crashed
on
in
Wednesday,
Iran,
confirmation
killing
came
all
with President
176
David
people
Granger
aboard,
making this
was likely
statement.
brought down by an Iranian missile. More in this report from Reuters Television.
And my partners after the election. I know what I'm going to do. I reserve the right to choose and nominate the Prime Minister. I will nominate all ministers, including the Prime Minister, who is my Chief Minister, after the elections.
In June of this year, when the FC hosted its national conference, Public Security Minister Kemraj Ramtatan found favor with the majority of the party and was touted as the party's pick for the prime ministerial spot at the March polls. Now it looks like all of that could change. On some campaign posters, the president's photo alone is visible, but Ramtatan has already appeared alongside the president at the coalition's campaign launch at Durban Park.
And on the international scene, Canada's Prime Minister Justin Trudeau says a Ukrainian airliner that crashed in Iran, killing all 176 people aboard, was likely brought down by an Iranian missile. More in this report from Reuters Television.
The Ukraine airliner that crashed in Iran on Wednesday, killing all 176 people on board, was most likely brought down accidentally by Iranian air defenses. That's according to U.S. officials who told Reuters Thursday that they have seen satellite data and are now confident the Boeing 737 was shot down by Iranian missiles. The likely source of the accident was confirmed by Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau, who lost 63 Canadians in the crash.
The news will undoubtedly come as a further shock to the families who are already grieving in the face of this unspeakable tragedy. We have intelligence from multiple sources, including our allies and our own intelligence. The evidence indicates that the plane was shot down by an Iranian surface-to-air missile. This may well have been unintentional.
That's news, but for the very latest, visit our website at www.barbadostoday.bb. You can also subscribe to our e-paper, email updates, or like us on Facebook, and sign up for our breaking news alerts via WhatsApp. We're also on Azuma Media in bus terminals, as well as Screenplay at supermarkets and gas stations near you. You can also hear us on Mix 96.9 FM and Capital Media HD 99.3 FM.